Value 4th of July event going on right now at Kia.
Tonight, several breaking stories as we come on. The raging wildfires and the dangerous heat. Dozens of fires forcing thousands of evacuations. Firefighters battling to save homes and lives. Our team right there on the front lines. We're also tracking 130 million people feeling the heat. The alerts from coast to coast. Also breaking tonight, the Statue of Liberty evacuated. A woman and her treacherous climb up the side of the monument. Police shutting down Liberty Island. Escape dive? The new images of the 12 boys saying hello from deep inside that cave. As word comes, the only way out may be with masks and tanks. Will they make that dangerous move? Supreme decision. President Trump close to making up his mind. The man who may be the front runner, and why some conservatives will disagree. Plus, over the edge, the dangerous drive on a washed-out road. What saved this driver?
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
And good evening, and it's great to have you with us on this 4th of July. And we begin with the holiday scorcher from coast to coast. Heat alerts for more than 130 million Americans tonight. The heat wave now moving from the east to the west, where dozens of major fires are already burning. Hundreds of homes lost, and tonight the battle to save the rest. A massive fire, take a look, exploding in size in Northern California, sending smoke and ash all the way to San Francisco. Tonight, crews are digging in for a fight. ABC's Will Carr starts us off on the fire line in Yolo County, California.
Tonight, fueled by scalding heat, dozens of fires raging in every western state, forcing mass evacuations. The county fire in California has now scorched more than 82,000 acres. Some residents staying behind to make a stand. How long do you think you could hold it off with the hoses you have?
Well, with one guy and a huge fire like this, if you were overwhelmed, you just have to drop and run.
In Colorado, the spring fire has destroyed more than 100 homes.
Back up!
In Texas, residents fearing they could lose everything.
We're ready to go if we have to. I'm scared.
The fire threat forcing many western towns to cancel 4th of July fireworks. Some lighting up the skies with drones instead. Tonight, authorities in Missouri investigating what triggered an explosion that seriously injured an employee at this fireworks warehouse.
When we arrived, the whole building was engulfed in flames. There was multiple explosions from inside the building.
Tonight, authorities across the West warning that fireworks could spark the next fire. Already 260 more fires this year in California than at this point last year.
We're having fires earlier, and they're getting larger.
Tom, tonight we've seen hot spots flare up. We've watched these flames race down this hillside. This brush is bone dry. Perfect fuel for this fire. And while fire crews are feeling optimistic about the county fire here in California, this is a young fire season, and it could prove to be one of the worst yet. Tom.
Will Carr, right on that fire line there in Northern California. Will, thank you. The heat wave here in the east has lasted for days. On the Mall in Washington, D.C., where it was 93 degrees, sprinklers were providing relief to visitors. ABC's chief meteorologist, Ginger Zee, joins us now from along the George Washington Bridge. And Ginger, how far does this heat stretch?
Tom, it was so hot in Nashville, they hit 99. That's the hottest they've been in 6 years, but they are so not alone. We've got heat advisories from Oxford, Mississippi to Holton, Maine, excessive heat warning right there in the Ohio River Valley, and the numbers are going to stick with us tomorrow. 105 the feels like on Thursday in St. Louis, 97 Raleigh. And check this out, in the Southwest, the peak of the heat really coming this weekend, the hottest of the season. This is going to be horrible, not just for the wildfires, but for those who are fighting it. Tom?
Ginger, thank you. Also developing tonight, we're watching the rising water in Texas. Those flash floods in Houston after rainfall rates hit 3 to 4 inches per hour. Some spots seen up to 8 inches. At least 120 drivers stranded in those floodwaters. The flash flood watch remains in effect throughout this evening. Next to that spectacle at the Statue of Liberty, shutting down the monument on this 4th of July. A woman making her way up the side of the statue, resisting police as they try to talk her down. Crowds gathering below, describing what they see. ABC's Witch Johnson is on the scene.
Tonight, a tense standoff at the Statue of Liberty after a woman climbed the iconic landmark. Authorities forced to evacuate the island.
Rescue 14 to the Statue of Liberty.
The woman seen sitting on the pedestal, surrounded by police, at times holding up a shirt saying Trump care makes us sick. ferry boats rushing hundreds of tourists to safety on this busy 4th of July holiday.
An unauthorized person climbing the Statue of Liberty at this time.
Officers climbing to get close to her, but the woman staying out of reach. At one point earlier, she'd even scaled the statue's leg. Witnesses describing the scene. NYPD watching this closely. Surveillance images coming in as their helicopter hovers above.
And she was just walking around, waving to the crowd. She wouldn't come down.
This unfolding just hours after 7 members of the group Rise and Resist were arrested at the statue during a protest of President Trump's immigration policy.
We had no idea. She didn't discuss it with anybody. We had no idea that she was going to do this.
Whit Johnson joins us now from Lower Manhattan. And throughout it all, police were maintaining contact with this woman, and we understand there's now a major development.
And Tom, that's right. We are just getting word that officers were able to reach that woman on the pedestal. They're in the process of trying to bring her down. The NYPD pulling out all the stops here. They were using a rope, a ladder, trying to create an easy exit and a peaceful resolution to all of this. In the meantime, Liberty Island remains shut down until further notice. Tom?
Whit Johnson on that breaking news for us tonight. Whit, thank you. Next to Thailand and the 12 boys trapped deep inside that cave. New images tonight showing them saying hello and saying they are okay. Rescuers promising to stay with them at all times. But with no clear plan for how to get them out, divers are training them to use masks in case they need to decide to make that dangerous move. ABC's James Longman is on the scene.
One at a time, the trapped boys introduce themselves to the world and send a message. My health is good, they all say. This young boy making sure he gets his turn. Hey, me too, he says, a big smile, though it's now their 12th day underground. Their parents gathering to watch their children. This mother saying, I'm dying to see him. I miss my son. A team of Navy SEALs, including doctors, volunteering to stay with the boys. In this video, we see them huddled under warming blankets as medics tend to cuts on their legs and feet. Hanging in there, a volunteer asks, a sign, V for victory. But the battle is not over yet for the 12 boys and their soccer coach. The challenge, keeping them healthy, mentally and physically, until rescue teams come up with a plan to get them out. You can hear a small voice asking, what time will we get to eat?
If you take a look, you can see those Thai Navy SEALs who've just come back from one of the dives. You can see them there with their oxygen tanks. There are hundreds of them involved going in and out of that cave every day.
They're placing extra oxygen tanks along the route. One possibility, swimming the boys out. It's a perilous trip, even for the most experienced divers. There's concern the boys, who may not know how to swim, may panic during the nearly 3-mile journey. Much of it underwater, through narrow passages and over steep rock. The governor saying the boys have tried on face masks and practiced breathing, but they've not yet trained in the water.
If you don't know how to swim and you're in a very black environment, which can potentially kill you inside a cave, it's not a good environment to learn in. Try and get them comfortable with the mask, comfortable breathing, create an environment where they can safely get away. That's feasible.
Another scenario, keeping the boys in the cave until the rainy season passes, which is up to 4 months away, as they continue to pump out water from those caves.
It's been another long, hot day here in Thailand, but that's a good thing for this rescue operation. They're hoping to get those boys out before the weather turns. Tom?
We will be watching. All right, James, thank you. And back here now to the battle for the Supreme Court, 1 week to the day after Justice Anthony Kennedy announced his resignation. President Trump taking time out from his search to host a 4th of July picnic. But the president is closing in on a choice and promising a home run. But not all conservatives will agree with the man some consider a front runner. ABC's Tara Palmieri is at the White House.
Just 5 days away from announcing a Supreme Court pick, President Trump tonight welcoming military families to the White House 4th of July picnic.
Happy 4th of July. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
In the week since Justice Anthony Kennedy announced his retirement, the president has already met with at least 7 possible replacements.
This is such an important decision, and we're going to give you a great one. We're going to announce it on Monday.
Republican leaders now jockeying to influence his choice. And tonight, some taking aim at one leading candidate, Brett Kavanaugh, a 53-year-old judge on the Federal Court of Appeals and former official in the George W. Bush administration. He's embraced Chief Justice John Roberts' edict that judges should be more like umpires.
Don't be a jerk. I think that's important, to be a good umpire and a good judge. Don't be a jerk.
He's also said judges should be willing to change.
It means having an open mind. It means a willingness to change your mind. That's something that judges have to do, to say, well, I didn't look at it that way a few years ago, but now I see that it looks different to me.
That has some Republicans worried Kavanaugh won't be a reliable conservative vote on the court. ABC News has learned Senators Rand Paul, Tom Cotton, and Ted Cruz have all called the president, expressing concerns.
Tara Palmieri joins us now from the White House. And Tara, lots of attention on Judge Kavanaugh, as we just saw in your story there. But there are other candidates on that short list as well, and social conservatives have their own favorite.
Tom, White House officials tell me that anti-abortion groups have been quietly pushing for Judge Amy Coney Barrett. She's a mother of 7 and a devout Catholic. They're hoping that she'll be a reliable vote to overturn Roe v. Wade. Tom?
Tara Palmieri with that new reporting tonight. Tara, thank you. Overseas in the UK, and a new twist in the poison plot that nearly killed a former Russian spy and his daughter. Police and counterterrorism detectives investigating a new major incident. 2 more people critically ill tonight after being exposed to that same nerve agent. ABC's Eva Pilgrim on the scene in Amesbury, England.
Police at first thought this was a case of 2 people taking bad drugs, but this video capturing a first responder in a hazmat suit. Perhaps the first clue it was something more. Tonight, we are now learning that a British man and woman, both fighting for their lives, were exposed to a potentially deadly nerve agent.
This evening, I've received test results from Porton Down that show that the 2 people have been exposed to the nerve agent Novichok.
Novichok is the same nerve agent that nearly killed a former Russian spy and his daughter after they were poisoned in March. That happening less than 10 miles from where the man and woman collapsed Saturday. The British pair tonight identified by friends in British media as Charlie Crowley and Dawn Sturgis in critical condition as investigators retrace their steps, taping off the places they are thought to have been last.
One of the victims was staying at a place just around the corner from this restaurant where the Scripples were eating the day they were poisoned.
This case now involving some of the highest levels of British government. Police now also warning the public to be alert.
I should also warn the public to be careful, as always, of picking up any unknown or already dangerous objects, such as needles and syringes.
A lot of concern tonight as to how these 2 new victims were exposed. Investigators now trying to determine if and how these 2 cases are linked. Tom?
Eva, thank you. Back here at home to a real-life Hollywood kidnapping case. Police say an actor and an actress kidnapped. One of them brutalized the other, forced to write a $10,000 check for ransom. ABC's Lindsay Davis picks up the investigation.
LAPD guns trained at a woman, her hands in the air.
5 guns pointed at this woman.
Onlookers initially believed this could be a case of excessive force. But tonight, police say the woman being arrested in this now viral video, 25-year-old Amber Neal, is actually part of a trio involved in a brutal kidnapping of 2 Hollywood stars that played out like a real-life horror movie. According to newly released court documents, Neal and 2 men, back in May of 2017, allegedly entered the home of Daisy McCracken, seen here in Halloween Resurrection, where they pistol-whipped Joseph Capone. The trio then allegedly forced the actors to wear black hoods on their heads before transporting them to the Compton home of one of the conspirators, where prosecutors say Capone was stripped and held in a bathtub for 30 hours while being tortured and physically maimed. McCracken was forced to turn over her car, was taken to multiple ATMs, and forced to write a $10,000 check in exchange for Capone's ransom before she managed to escape and alert authorities. But tonight, an attorney for at least one of the suspects denies any involvement.
We dispute all the charges against him.
The 3 conspirators face 17 felony counts, and if convicted, the possibility of life in prison. Tom?
Lindsay Davis for us tonight. Lindsay, thank you. And turning now on this 4th of July to the newest citizens among us. The emotional swearing in at ceremonies in Virginia. This 26-year-old Moroccan woman wiping away a tear. And this 18-year-old man from India among some 14,000 new citizens celebrating in 175 naturalization events at historic locations all around the country. And there's still much more ahead on World News Tonight this 4th of July. An elderly mother and her son's battle over an assisted living facility ends in murder, what police are saying tonight. Plus, the first responders on vacation and the unexpected rescue saving a little girl in trouble at a hotel pool. And the massive city